What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 53. Today I'm going to talk about AI coding. This is part 5, how I'm using AI coding. Actually, let me switch to my entire desktop um, so that you can see everything. All right. So first, let's start here. Slack. Okay. So one of the things I want to show is how I've been using this custom piece of software that I've developed to help me code. What I'm building, if you're curious, I'm building my own AI search um platform. Think like a Perplexity. It's something that I've always wanted to build. I think the world needs one that's from a small company and one that makes decisions on behalf of the user, that's done the right way, has the right user experience, um, and gives users, it's not just focused on search and response, but also what I call proactively gives people updates, and which is sort of the genesis of the whole idea that I want to know what's going on before I have to search. And I don't want to know everything that's going on in the world. That's too much. And so this is something that, as an AI solution, it should know who I am in a very transparent way without being creepy. And it should send me what I care about, right? So that's sort of the genesis of idea. And for that, you need to build an AI search platform. And not only that, a lot of people are not happy with how Google search is performing and the decisions it's making. And finally, the only alternative that's sort of legitimate, that's not legitimate, but like that's honestly on par or it comes close to Google is Perplexity. Um, and I think we need a third. Um, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Um, so here I'm showing what I've built with um, my basically what I built is what I call Agent OS. And the idea behind Agent OS is it helps me code in an autonomous way. And the idea is that if I can build an AI shadow of myself that's driving AI coding for me with a lot of guardrails, the idea is not so that I don't have to do anything, but a lot of sort of the back and forth that I've been doing with these AI coding models like Claude and Codex. I've seen a pattern in my own usage, and that pattern often comes, I want to design this, and it comes, builds a design. I ask it to come up with a bunch of options. It comes back with a bunch of options. I ask it and pros and cons when I say options, and then it also gives me a recommendation. And then I ask it some tough questions. I ask it what fits the best, given that I'm a one-person company, I'm a startup. I have no funding. What makes the most sense? And then we agree, and then we decide on the priority, and then we decide against a priority relative to everything else that's pending. Uh, and and then you monitor the development, you test it, you verify it in actual test situation, use a real browser to test the UX if there's a front end, or write unit tests, integration tests, and then move on to the next one. And then what I found out is after that, I started doing parallel coding. So I would have a terminal open for backend, a terminal open for front end, and then they needed to interact sometimes because for front end, it needed something from the backend. And I had to sort of copy paste from one terminal to other terminal. And even if you use cursor, it's kind of similar idea. There are other solutions that can simplify, but I wanted something that I can fully control. Then I moved on to a third tab and a fourth tab, one for operations, one for scripting, one for maybe helping me um, just plan. And I found out that it would be nice if I can have an agent OS that helps these agents. I'm calling them agents, but they are really just AI coding tools, really just Claude and Codex, and soon Kimi K3. Um, they're just running, but have them communicate, talk to each other. That's kind of how it started. And then I built a very simple sort of file system based approach. There are lots of ways you can do that. You can write a Python program or any program uh, that can store session state in a database or Redis. I started with file system with markers, and then I started wanting more. Not only I want them to message, I want one agent to get an approval from the other agent because the other agent's more close to the code. Then I wanted them to discuss. Then I wanted them to debate. And as you can see, soon this became sort of more and more and more. So I want to show you one feature of Agent OS, apart from just the agents being able to talk to each other. That's sort of the most basic of functionality. How much I've been able to evolve it. Um, and it's pretty, it's gotten to a point where it's pretty sophisticated now. So I've spent, to just give you an idea, almost 8 weeks. I stopped my product development, not stopped, but almost stopped. And for the last 8 weeks, I've been building this. And that's a big deal for someone like me because I have no funding, I have no income. And losing 2 months out of product development is like almost suicide. But I just couldn't stop myself because what I saw, the capability of this Agent OS, like in action when I saw it, I just wanted more, a little more, a little more, and I could absolutely see how this can sort of help me out. So I want to show one recent feature that I developed for Agent OS. And Agent OS, I'm just calling it because like an agent operating system. But the idea is to facilitate, um, yeah, have the agents facilitate, talk to each other, and automate. Um, So one of the things I came up with was um, almost like an orchestrator agent that works with all other agents. Um, and here I'm going to show you how the orchestrator agent can help me. So one of my coding agents needed a decision from me. So this is something I have in the instructions, etc. If you need my help, ask me. And what used to happen was they would ask me and they would just be waiting and I would not know because I may not be at the computer. I could be out, in some other room or going out for a walk. I would love to know so that I can unblock the agent. And so I'm like, oh, it'd be cool if you can message me on Slack. And so that was a lot of fun to build this. And now it is able to. The message you're seeing on the screen is from an agent. It's my agents just have location as their IDs, and it's asking me. It gives me all this information, user impact, et cetera, et cetera. What's the before, after? But the idea is, it gave me option one and option two. Uh, Here it's like in the Slack message itself, I want these links: status link, tracker link, commit links, things like that. And to kind of build that, there were some sort of hurdles because some files, basically, this is an authenticated repo. It's a private repo. So anyway, it asked me a question. It sent me a Slack message. I got a notification on my phone as well. And the way it works is that I've designed the system is I wanted to reply my decision in Slack as well, but I didn't want something that's constantly listening behind the scenes um, mm, for my response because that's just now it becomes way too complicated for me to manage. So what I decided was I'll reply here. And so here you can see my reply. I said approve option, and this is just an ID so that the agent can pinpoint the question, get to back to the question, decision key essentially. So what I decided was I'd respond here. So here, 33 minutes ago, I replied, approve option one. I can also do, by the way, instead of approve, I can also do debate or discuss. So approve, deny, discuss, or debate. It's pretty cool, actually. And you can kind of go back and forth. Basically, I'm having a Slack conversation with my agent that's running on my MacBook. Again, there are lots of other ways to do it. There are open source tools and libraries, but I'm in full control. And I know exactly how it works because I built it. So it's like, I'm super proud. And in the previous video, I also mentioned I'd love to open source this thing, but right now it's kind of tied. And I don't know how robust it is because I just built it. Okay, so now what happens is when I reply, I have not yet implemented, and I don't want to implement the agent kind of constantly polling. Also, these are like CLI agents, and the more they wait, and they go in a loop. They're using tokens. It costs money basically. So what I decided was, I will. Oh, my dad keeps calling. What I decided was, I will reply in Slack here, and then I'll also let them know, the agents, in their terminal, that I replied on Slack. So that's sufficient. I don't have to copy paste the response. I can just like, or whatever, I can just say I responded, and all I have to do is copy this message ID. And I'll show you what I did and what happens next. And then the agent sort of knows, it wakes up and kind of takes over. So let me go to the agent. So this is the agent. And this is sort of the, oh wow, look at the beautiful diagram I drew. Um, and somewhere here I pasted my decision. Sorry for all this scrolling, because it's 30 minutes back, I believe. So a lot has happened in the last 30 minutes, but you can see all the activity. Oh, I think I lost my history. But essentially, I just said, I pasted my response here, and it sort of went from there. Oh, here, V decision received. There you go. V decision received, approve option one, exact packet, no credential, blah, 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 blah. I'm consuming the exact decision now and reconcile, blah, blah, blah. And it's working. And notice Copacabana is one of my agent, and it's saying now I'll work with Jersey, which is another agent of mine. And it'll work with it. And I'll keep, lanes moving, et cetera, et cetera. And it kind of goes and does its thing. um, the immutable packet. There are a lot of things now going on now. I don't want to go into much detail as to what what the agents do, but I wanted to show this feature for this video. I have some other also Slack implementation integration, I should say, that I implemented with my agents. So here's one. And now you can see this is a response that, so what I told my agents was that when you have an update, when you got some work done, send me a notification. If there's a big body of work, it sort of keeps going. Send me a notice so I can keep an eye and I can jump in. By the way, if I see something in my update, so there's an update they sent me. It's like an engineer sending you an update and you're like the architect. And I keep saying architect, not a manager, because you have to be very technical and hands-on. And that's what, in my opinion, a software architect should be. And I was a software architect in a previous life. I used to work for Google, and before that, Ask Jeeves. And at Ask Jeeves, I was chief software architect. So this is exactly the role I played. So I should be, if I see something in the update I don't like, I reply in Slack, and same thing. I go to the agent and say, hey, I posted my response, check it out, and it'll go, as long as it has the message ID. So here it has sent me, so this is the Jersey City agent. Again, my agents have IDs just based on location, because I like traveling. This agent, actually, look at this. Every agent has a mission and a goal. This agent's mission is Agent OS experience and integrations. And it gave me an update, blah, blah, blah. Take this intake, without duplicating now, clear it out. And it's talking about other agents. So it is using Agent OS capability to message other agents, and work with them, collaborate with them, and know when they are done and sort of include in my update. So very cool. So check, and I said use emojis in your update. So check, this is fixed. Blah blah, option one. La 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 la. There's a lot. Like I said, this will not make sense to you because you're not familiar with what I'm building, but you can see how the structure of it, how it responded. And then I've also said, send me in your update if you're blocked on something. So here it says watch blocked on Jersey session. It's pretty cool. Um, um, and others. So there are multiple Jersey sessions playing different roles. And then it's also saying something about Marrakesh, which is another session. Blocked on event, no linear issue. Oh, this is another thing I'm implementing right now, linear issues. So my agents will automatically file linear tickets, and I can keep an eye on linear tickets. And one of the requirements I have is that I want to implement myself is I can change the priority in linear and message my agent, and it should pick it up. Right now, it was maintaining all the tasks in a file. It becomes very awkward. The file is checked in Git. It's like a lot of stuff in the file. It's a markdown file. If I'm on the go, like most of the time, if I'm running or walking or out travel, it's awkward to open my GitHub app and find the file and all that jazz. So this is so much easier, just linear. So hopefully I'll be able to get that integrated. This is Slack. I think I may have gotten another update. Was this a recent update? I can't tell. I saw the screen flicker. Yeah, this is a new update while we are talking. This is from Agent Sevilla. Hello, Sevilla from Spain. So, oh, this is good. That was a good demo then. Because while I was demoing, we got a new, so my agent sent me a new message. This is the cloud infrastructure and FinOps agent. And it sent me cloud spend honest. What it did, it flipped the scaling from 1 to 0, because again, I'm still in development. I don't want this cloud run, by the way. I don't want max scale. Oh, it also said max scale to 1, or I had requested it. So that if it flips to 0, that means my costs are lower. When we are not using the VMs, it shuts down to 0 in the cluster. And so yeah, it's done. It's not blocked on anything. And this is interesting. Open questions for V, none that need you now. I'm not asking again. When you have a spare moment, the one open choice is for this key, Sevilla, option 1 or option 3. Pin max. Oh, it's asking, should we pin max to 1 or not? So that's nice, because if you pin max scale to 1, the system will never scale more than 1 VMs in the cluster, or more than 1 cloud run instance in the cluster, and that keeps my costs low because I'm paying by my credit card. Everything I'm doing, I'm paying by my credit card. I'm paying for this Slack, 12, whatever, $10 a month, $6 a month, I forgot. I'm paying for the email, I'm paying for Google Cloud, forget my time, and I have no income, I have no salary. It's tough. It's very tough to do this. Just but anyway, so that's what he's asking. So I'm going to reply. Um, so I'll show you how I reply. So I just do go here. This is very weird thing. Slack reply. You have to click on this little icon. I don't know of any other way to do it. It's terrible UI in my opinion. Slack does have to go up, scroll, and mouse over. Maybe I can right click, but this is very bizarre. Anyway, so I'm going to say message ID. Oop, option 1 approved. I think that's what he's asking me, right? Yeah. Option 1 is pin dev max to 1. Option 3 is pin to 1 plus a deploy gate, so repo and live can silently diverge. Recommended repo only, no extra spend. Interesting. Your scale to 0 answers verified and closed. Per principal direction, I'm holding the decision. Okay. Sounds good. So one of the things I also asked it to do was, when you give me options, also share your recommendation. So it's recommending option 3, not option 1. Option 3, pin to 1 plus a deploy gate. So okay, fine, I'll do option 3. I like it. And then I hit approved. Um, let me just, oops. Whoa, what did I do? Mm, okay. I don't like Slack user interface at all. It's just a very weird interface. But anyway, there you go. And now I'll go back to the agent and say, I've already replied. The reason I don't go straight to the agent and answer is it records in Slack my response for my own need if I want to go back. And sometimes I'll ask some more questions in Slack, and I don't have to copy paste all of that. All I have to tell them is tell the agent that I've replied in Slack, and it will use Slack. It, by the way, it uses Slack API. It uses Slack API to fetch the reply and then read it. So I don't have to duplicate. I just have to notify. And that too, you don't need to technically if you implement some kind of a polling feature, but it's not worth it. I'm a one person. This is not my. I'm not building Agent OS. Although sometimes I think I may be able to build a business around Agent OS now, just 8 weeks of development. It's incredible what this thing has been able to do. I mean, look at it. Basically, I have a team of engineers. They're talking to each other. They're working together. They're sending me updates regularly, better than any engineer I had, even at Google. But no engineer was this diligent uh, in sending me updates and the formatting and everything. And it's incredible. And then there are a lot of guardrails also I have in the instructions. Um, one person company or a startup. So, watch out for over engineering, follow these patterns, core tenets, A, B, C, D, E. These are our core tenets. We always value users' privacy, for example, things like that. So, yeah, that's it for today. Um, I will do more videos on Agent OS in the future. In my last video, I showed all the commands Agent OS supports. It's insane. It's been growing. It has inbox. Every agent has an inbox. Every agent can send other agent messages with a payload, a huge payload if needed, and the other agent can read and respond. There is ACK, so an agent can acknowledge I read it as well, or some other kind of acknowledgement. Approvals, so there's approval chain. So an agent can request approval from another agent, or approval from me as the founder. Um, then agents can, of course, we talked about Slack, working on linear. So agents can create linear tickets, access linear, search linear for all tickets. And now my goal is that I don't have to tell agents what to do. I'll just file in linear and ask agents to kind of go and follow the priority in linear. And then agents will close the ticket and put comments in linear. So I have all of these things. And I may even ask comments and status in linear and keep Slack to very high level updates. Kind of like you ask your engineer, give me just a high level update. So these updates are high level. And in linear comments, my plan is, or I'm actually thinking as I'm speaking. So I haven't quite made a plan, but I want to use linear efficiently and I want to use linear comments. And so maybe I'd love the agent to use the linear priority, work on the next issue, and then post regular comments, detailed comments while working, and keep the Slack notifications high level, Slack updates high level. And if I want detail, I can go check out the linear and eventually maybe link linear tickets that the agent resolved or opened or reopened or is working on, link them in the status update. So I can just click and open the linear app. And all I should be able to do from my iPhone. And thanks to Claude and Codex apps, now you can even have submit your responses to these running agents from the mobile app. So technically, I can be on the go. I could be in a flight with space. Sorry, what is that? Internet service. I'm forgetting from SpaceX. But anyway, satellite internet, or I could be anywhere. And I'm in touch with my agents, and they're asking me questions, approvals. I'm checking their status. I'm opening tickets on linear. I'm reading their comments, seeing what the progress they're made. And I can scale these agents in the future to the capacity uh, the models have. Like based on my plan, I can have a higher plan, and so on and so forth. Of course, I'm taking step by step. Like what you're seeing, this stage I've reached after, I want to say, I've been in development for almost 2 years now, a year and a half at least. And Agent OS I've been building exclusively for the last 6 to 8 weeks. So yeah, let's see where this goes. I want to take it step by step. But it's fascinating to see this. Like it's every time I get a boop update from on Slack from, I mean, look how many I've not even read. Because some of these are, by the way, from yesterday and last night. I haven't even read some of these updates. And some of these updates I already know, so I haven't have read. But it's incredible. Is that 120? Yeah, 120 messages. It's amazing. Very, very cool. Okay, then. That's it for today. Um, I won't talk more about, I mean, the program building is not Agent OS. The program building is my own search platform. And I say platform because it will have APIs that developers can consume, search APIs. That'll be better than Exa and Brave, and believe me, that'll be awesome. So they're really good APIs that developers can build upon. And that's the core business model. The business model I'm thinking for my search platform is very much like Anthropic. So there'll be consumer product, which is also an enterprise product, but a bulk of the revenue hopefully will come from the enterprise product, and consumer product helps kind of evolve and um, basically use the consumer product and consumers to give right feedback, to just keep growing, keep the product evolving and growing, and hopefully the product keeps getting better, better, better over time. And the consumer functionality that we've built, then the corporate customers can benefit. I'm a one-person company, so most corporates may not sign also contracts with me, because if something happens to me, is what they'd be worried about, rightfully so. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. For the foreseeable future, my vision is to build this as a one-person company. So we'll see. We'll see how this thing goes. And I want to do, I'll do a couple more videos. I don't know, actually, don't know how many more videos, but I can imagine a couple more videos on Agent OS. And then I want to start doing, of course, more videos on the search platform, how the search works. How does it differentiate itself, and why? Why did I really build it? Most of the time people ask, like, why did you build it? Isn't there Perplexity? It's pretty good for me. And my, I, it's a great question. The biggest sort of missing thing or feature or just functionality from existing products is uh, personalized emails, um, and much more control over the search experience. And I'll show you when I do demos. I'll show what I mean by much more control, and a commitment to privacy and user-centric design. I don't know about Perplexity. I certainly don't know about Google. Even though I used to work for Google Search, I'm not going to share a lot of internal details, but um, I want to build a company that those are foundational pillars: privacy and user-centric design. And by user-centric design, I mean decisions are made that benefit users, not investors. So I have no investors. Okay, I think that's it. That's good for today. I'll see everyone in the next one. See ya.